Hello everyone, welcome to Come Sit at My Table. Melissa and I are sure happy that you're here with us today. We are going to make a delicious dessert, and it's called fudge pie. We call it Becky's fudge pie because the recipe was given to me by a lady who is a friend of ours and was a teacher at our school. She was the speech teacher. Her name was Becky Razor. And so I have always just called this Becky's fudge pie. It is in our cookbook, so if you have a copy of our cookbook, you can turn to page 326, and on this side right here, you will see Becky's fudge pie. If you don't have a copy of our cookbook and you want to order one, you can go to www.reformationpublishers.com. Scroll to the bottom of their page and you'll find our book. Also, there is a link in the description box right under this video. You'll see a box that says Becky's Fudge Pie in it. If you click in that box, the box will expand. You'll find the written recipe for this pie. You'll find our mailing address. And under that, you'll find the link to reformationpublishers.com that you can click and scroll to the bottom to order our book if you're interested. Okay, let's talk about what we're going to use today to make Becky's Fudge Pie. We're going to start with 1 stick of butter, which is 1/2 cup. And I have cut it into pats because we are going to melt that in the microwave and it just melts a little faster if you've cut it up. You don't have to do that, but you can. We're going to use 3 squares of unsweetened chocolate, and you want baking chocolate. Now, these used to be kind of divided into 8 squares so you could break off 3. Well, now they're in 16 rectangles. So if yours are in squares, you want 3 squares, 3 out of the 8. If they're in rectangles, you want 6 pieces of that. And I'll show you more about that when we get ready to do it. All right, you also are going to need 4 whole eggs, 3 tablespoons of light Karo corn syrup. You're going to need 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. There's our oven preheated to 350. You're going to need 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 1.5 cups of sugar, and you're going to need a pie crust, an unbaked pie crust. Now, I will tell you that when I have made this pie before, I have used a refrigerated crust, like a Great Value crust or a Pillsbury crust that you let come to room temperature, you unroll it and put it in your own pie pan. But this is what Becky always put hers in when she brought this pie to school. So because we're doing it on the video, I got the same pie crust, same type pie crust that Becky did. And this is just in the frozen food section at your grocery store. It's just a regular pie crust. Okay, so we're going to start by putting our butter and our chocolate in a bowl that you can put in the microwave. You want to make sure that it's a heat-safe bowl. And just kind of break that up a little bit. Now, let's get our chocolate in there, and let me show you what I was talking about with the chocolate. You can see here that the chocolate is in rectangles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 16. They used to be in squares. So we want 3 squares. So we need to break that in half. There's 2 squares. So we need 1 more square. So that's what I'm using right there. And we're just going to break that up a little bit and put that right in with our butter. And then we're going to throw that in the microwave and let that melt for just a few seconds. All right, I microwaved this for 30 seconds. Took it out and stirred it. And then put it back in for another 15 seconds. And I'm not sure that the chocolate is going to completely melt, but we shall see. If I need to, I can stick it back in the microwave for just another 5, 6, 7 seconds. If I need to, you can see there, we've got a couple pieces that aren't completely melted. But I'm just gonna stir that and hope that that residual heat will melt that. All right, while that's sitting there, hopefully melting, we're going to go over to our mixer and put everything else in. Our sugar, our eggs. I need a little spatula. Get all those eggs out of there.
Making this recipe reminds me, did you know that one of Becky's sons was in my very first class when I was a brand new teacher?
I think I did know that.
Yeah, I had Sam.
Sam, yeah.
My very first year teaching.
Yeah.
Greener than grass.
But you know what? I'm sure you did a fabulous job that year.
Well, you know, everybody has a learning curve when they're a new teacher,
So,
but Becky was a great classroom mother. She was so sweet.
She was a great teacher too. I want to ask you something about Becky. See if you remember the same thing I do. When you think about Becky Razor, maybe your first thought is about having Sam, but what do you think about when you think about Becky Razor?
Her laugh.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh, she had the best laugh in the world.
Her laugh was so infectious. If she laughed at something that wasn't funny,
you laughed too.
You laughed too. Not because of whatever it was she was laughing about, but just because her laugh was so infectious. And if she laughed, you knew she was in the room.
Oh yeah.
Or in the building. Because it was a big laugh. And I'm telling you, I cannot think about Becky without remembering her laugh. And I can hear it.
And I'm smiling just thinking about her. Isn't that funny?
Too.
She was just one of those really happy people.
You just can't think about Becky without thinking of that laugh and smiling when you do.
And Sam was a very smart boy too. Good
I'm
student.
sure he was. All right, there goes our salt. And by the way, I did put in 3 tablespoons of light Karo syrup. Now we're going to do a teaspoon of vanilla. Okay, we're going to mix those before we add in our chocolate mixture. All right, that has blended, and I did check. The rest of our chocolate did melt. So now we're ready to add this right in. And of course, we will scrape to get all that chocolate out of there because this is a fudge pie. So we need all of that chocolate in there. We don't want to leave any of it behind.
Could you use different kinds of chocolate?
You know, I don't know why you couldn't. Becky's recipe says unsweetened. That's what I've always used. I make it the way she did.
And it turns out beautifully, so.
It's delicious. Let's be honest, it's too good. Because I can't stay out of it. All right, so we're just going to mix that up again. Let that get combined, and then we'll put it in our pie crust. Our pie is mixed up, and I'm putting it in the crust. And I'm going to tell you, this is going to be really full. I've never used one of these crusts before. And I don't think I better fill it any more full than that.
Oh, that's going against your very nature. But that's pretty full.
Well, let me tell you. You know what I'm going to do with this extra? I'm going to put that in a little ramekin.
Oh, that will bake nicely.
And bake it without a crust. And then we can have it with a little scoop of ice cream. Okay. I'm going to put a pie shield on because I don't want the crust to burn. So I'm putting that on, and we'll go into the oven for 25 to 30 minutes or just until it's done. All right, in we go. Our fudge pie baked for between 30 and 35 minutes, probably around 33 minutes. And it's perfect. Now, let me tell you that I did make a mistake. I should not have taken some of the filling out and baked it in a ramekin, although it was delicious and I ate it. There was room in the pie crust for the entire thing, so I should have just left it in there. But it worked okay. But when you make it and you use just a regular pie crust, it will look really full, but it will fit. When the pie bakes, it does puff up. it will rise quite a bit above the crust, but as it cools, that settles back down, and you'll have a nice, even pie. Now, it's time for a taste test.
Sounds like somebody's already taken a taste test. I didn't
Well,
realize
I
you had
didn't eat a
eaten.
piece of pie. I just had what was in the ramekin.
Yeah, you snuck that in on me.
Yeah, I didn't tell you, did I? Sorry.
That is so good.
You know, I should have known just to leave it all in the pie crust because Becky always made it in that type pie crust.
I was like, we've done that before, but
I should have known.
second guess yourself today. It's okay. It's still really good.
That is so good, you all.
I liked how soft it is and fudgy.
Fudgy. Wonder why it's called a fudge pie.
I know, it is really good.
You know, we lost Becky several years ago. But as long as we're around and making this pie, she will always be alive in our hearts. We talk about her every time we make this pie. We talk about that infectious laugh. It's just, honestly, it's wonderful to have a recipe like this that helps you remember a friend. So if you've got a friend who has a great recipe, get that recipe from them. Or if you have a recipe that a friend loves, share it with them. It just might be something that they love or you love in the future. That is so good. All right, we do appreciate you being here. Right below this video, there's a thumbs up button. That's the like button. We would appreciate you clicking that. If you haven't before, we invite you to click that subscribe button, the little notification bell beside of it, and the word all. And also at the very bottom of the screen, there's a place for you to leave a comment. We would love for you to leave us a comment there. We love hearing from you, so feel free to do that. Thanks again for watching. We do appreciate it. We hope you make this fudge pie. And we want you to remember that you are always welcome to come sit at my table. Have a great day.